deck would be nice, so people see you and they, but then it has to be in a spot that is going to, so we're gonna look into, we're gonna do it right. We're gonna look into a couple different possibilities, that's what we'd like to do, so.
So we have a motion on the table to explore the option of moving American flags to a better location in the community and presenting it to a board for approval with the cost at a later date.
I motion to approve it.
Where are the flags right now?
We have a second?
We have a second?
They were vandalized and pulled down. What? Do we have a second? I will second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Aye.
According to the American Legion, a flag does not have to be illuminated, by the way. Right here on their website. I printed it for you, Kevin. Here you go.
Wouldn't it be cheaper just to buy a new one and put it up instead of...
We'll talk after, we're almost done, and we can take your questions. All right.
No, the poles are expensive.
Yeah, we'll ask questions at the end. We're almost done. One more item. All right. We talked about
Where?
the pool area and all the vandalism, whether security's present or not present. We've been seeing a rapid increase in issues within the last couple of weeks, since, summer, I don't know what it is. But we would like to, not doing anything, we'd like to come up with a better program, whether it be additional lighting, whether it be motion detectors, whether it be additional camera outfit. We do have a pretty top-notch camera out there by the pool. There's a fairly new one, I guess, that's
I thought you had a pen and tilt over there.
You do have a panoramic, but it was hard to zoom in on actually where they were. So I don't know if they were professionals and knew how to dodge the camera. So we kind of need two different ones. The panoramic one is great. It's probably one of the best cameras out there. But it cuts off when they enter.
You only see about 3 inches of somebody entering.
Basically, what we want to do is explore the options, see what's out there. We can add additional, maybe lighting and cameras out at the pool area. We're not doing anything, we just want to come up with a plan and present it to the board and, what the cost would be. So we'd like to, do we waste the time to go do this or do we not? That's all we're asking.
I motion that Kevin or myself go investigate the feasibility of improving the lighting and come back to the board at a later date and have a further discussion at the next board meeting.
Do we have a second?
Okay. Do we have a second?
Yes, it includes camera coverage, yes.
Yes, it includes cameras, but when it comes to additional lighting, are you talking about swimming lighting?
That's a different issue, but
Yeah, that's a different issue. You're talking about lighting.
just additional security lighting, whether it's bright.
Because I will tell you, if you're going to put night swimming there, then you're going to have more vandalism that you could ever do.
That's a different discussion. That's probably a discussion with your insurance agent.
Yeah, insurance too, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have
Or
a
your
second?
attorney.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
That concludes our business. I think some people signed up, so I'll call them up first.
I thought we were going to vote on...
Can you hold it? Just open it.
Mary Ann, or?
That would be me.
Okay. Go. Talk to you today.
3 minutes.
I've got 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
No problem. I don't have a lot to say. First and foremost, I'm recording these meetings, and I have started a YouTube channel. So if anybody wants to see it, or you want your neighbors to see it, just send me an email, and I'll add you to the YouTube channel. Okay? Second of all, I feel that this community has gone backwards, and it seems to me that Ellen's the only person that's really in touch with what we the people want. You are not.
Okay.
Yes, this is a time to call out. So I'd just like to say, why don't you give us our clubhouse manager back, and we're actually paying for it. We have a budget, 2016, it includes security, and it includes a clubhouse manager. And you have taken those services away from us, and you have not reduced our fees. Yes, this is the time you clap here. So, what do you have to say about that?
I say thank you for your suggestion, Mary Ann. I'll take it under consideration in the next person.
Well, we know that you're not going to take it under
You don't know
consideration.
anything, Mary Ann.
Well, you've done nothing, Diane.
Let me tell you.
You've done nothing. Get out of my face! 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 Stop your mouth, son of a boy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
John Inkster?
Hi.
Hi.
I know when I come in the gate, I'm from Pebble Beach. When we come in the gate, we don't know when the meetings are, but as we're leaving, there's a plaque there that tells us when the meetings are. It has a number for resort, but nobody's putting the times of the meetings. Does resort have a key to open that up?
We do.
Change the date?
That's part of the not having somebody here all the time. We had an impromptu, discussion about our meeting on Tuesday and Thursday. We're trying to get everything together.
So you only get 24 hours notice?
Normally we would put that out. We were trying to have a meeting as convenient and quickly as possible because there's a lot of open items and we felt we needed to organize it. So yes, we have a key and yes, it will go on there. It's just a tiny thing. It's like that. And the same thing to clear it up. Casey thought she sent the email blast out on Friday and I thought she sent it. So we didn't get it out till today or yesterday, so I apologize, that was me. You can get on me. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, normally we would do it, like I said, we started having a meeting, we adjusted the agenda. We're still working on this weekend.
John, there's never been a calendar coming in.
We'll do it every
There's
meeting.
never been.
It's fine, yeah. Normally I would know a month ahead.
This is only talk there for July.
Right. We didn't, normally we'll know a month in advance, we'll go ahead and do it, but I'm here, somebody's here. We came up too quick.
What did?
The meeting,
Which meeting?
this meeting.
Oh, I'm not talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about all the meetings
Okay.
they have.
Usually what the counts from,
There's only two up there on five.
okay, but the two, because Erica from Alliance told me what meetings there was. I'll check with John, he just talked about Monterey. So if there's nothing up,
Everybody has a meeting.
right. So, there's a meeting that'll be out there. There's no planned meetings for Pebble Beach. I know that Jonathan needs to tell me. Santa Barbara and Beverly Hills had one this week, right? Was that right? Meetings? Yeah, so, yeah, anyway, that's it.
Okay. I want to ask you a question about how you're supposed to repair this concrete.
The concrete, yeah. What we did is we walked around and it's been done before. They did a pretty good job. Identified it's anywhere from 481 to 500 spots that we feel could be a potential liability where the seam is coming up, it's a trip hazard. So there's two possible ways you can repair. Depending on how extensive the damage is, if the damage is extremely extensive, then they'll have to cut out that area of concrete to actually re-pour it. 90% of the ones that we have here, they can actually use the procedure to grind it down and make the concrete even and then smooth over it. So it's about 60-40 from what I've seen from the
I
videos.
agree. No. And some of them, underneath of the slab, they have a roots.
Right.
You
That's what happens.
need to drill the hole, cut it out, pull out, clean them everything, put the sand, you put it back. This is it.
There's two ways they're doing it. Some they can grind down, some they have to cut out, deep root it, and then pour new concrete.
Yeah, no, you need to put it too concrete. You put it,
Well,
the same part.
you might be helping me because that might be where they do that. That's 32,000. That's a procedure that he can do
That's
without.
it. You can drill the
That might be what he's
hole,
doing,
pull
so.
out, cut the roots, clean it
That's
out,
what
put it
he's
in
talking
sand,
about.
you put it back.
Yep, I personally don't have experience with that. That might be what he's talking about. Thank you.
Probably the cheapest way.
Yeah, maybe that's why it's so much different, so that would be great. Bob, Hackensack, and Shirley? Thank you, Zach. Hi, Bob.
Well, part of the purpose of a board meeting is not only for the board to vote, but for the community to understand what's going on in the community. So we come here to a board meeting, and it sounds like all the decisions have been made before the board meeting is conducted. There's very little discussion. Like, we don't know how much, what the security system is, and I couldn't even ask the question earlier. We don't know what the services that we're getting from the tennis, from the new tennis person who's supposed to maintain our courts. Is that once a week? Is it 5 times a week? Is it 6 times a week? How often? What does he do? How does he groom it? All of those discussions used to be handled in the board, where the board would discuss, the contract will come up, and if the board needs to discuss, well, what are they going to provide? So we're missing that part of the communication, really, I'll be interrupted, so I'll wait till I hear your question. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, we're not really being well kept informed to know how our money is being spent. Now, what is the issue? Going to close down the office, as Mary Ann pointed out, there was a lot of service to the community. We had supervision here during the day. We had an opportunity, if somebody came to the gate, it was the vendor could get in touch with the clubhouse and could be let in. How that's going to be done, we don't know because it's not discussed. So there are a lot of issues that we don't know how they're working. And by the way, on the computer system, there was nothing wrong with the computer system. In the infinite wisdom of our new board, they came in one day and they said, Vanessa, pack up your things and leave. Now, if they were bright, they would have said, Vanessa, we're going to make a change in a couple of weeks.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not up.
He's got my time.
Yeah, Dennis?
That if they would have said her, we're going to make a change, we're going to pay you for 2 weeks, we want to get all the passwords, we want to know how to do the barcodes, the proximity cards, how the gate system works, how the computer system works. But oh no, they had to show how powerful they were and just tell her, get your things and go. And one other thing that I think that has come up, which I don't know, I want to make sure this is correct. Is it true, Diane, that the last day at which that the approval would have been for Vanessa to get unemployment, that you notified them that she should not get unemployment because she resigned, she was not fired? Is that true?
I never even had a conversation with one live person about Vanessa. Vanessa left here. She was asked to go work at at the office for us. She chose not to. Whatever she told all of you, I don't care. I'm telling you the truth, and I never got involved in one single thing about Vanessa with anything after that day.
Well, that's a great spin, but we all know how that's not happening. And it's a shame for someone who did such a wonderful job for the community to be treated with such disrespect. Thank you.
Sarsfield? Hi.
I get 3 minutes.
Yes, sir.
You're being
Of course,
kind.
as I can. First, Diane, you, at the beginning of the meeting, said that you'd crank out a letter to us, communication, before long. And at the first meeting we ever had, we were going to get something within a week, and that never happened. You and I both said that. So can we gently get a commitment from you? You said it's coming in a week?
I said within 10 days.
Within 10
Yes, I said that
days.
earlier. Yep,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
You're
There's
welcome.
2 here. Oh, you couldn't hear him. You think you couldn't hear him? Hell, we couldn't hear him. We don't know what's going on. There's the ability, if we're going to have speakerphone stuff, we ought to have a decent speakerphone. Alliant had one. I mean, I'm not cranking up Alliant, but maybe you ought to go ask Alliant how they did it. So that we can
Yeah, we had one, it was not properly working, so hopefully it'll be fixed for the next time we're
Right,
here.
because this was sort of.
We
not a very good
apologize.
meeting.
We apologize.
Yeah, this wasn't great.
It wasn't working.
Oh, and oh, by the way, on those CDs, just one technique to think about, if you got 100 grand to put in CDs, put 25 in 1, 2, 3, and 4, ladder your CDs, and you'll always have that. That's just something you might think about. There were 2 different agendas. I had one, Woody had one. I hope the one that was posted was the real one and not the one that we got in the email. The one that I got says that there are line items for those first 7 things, but that was taken out of here, so I assume.
The one posted on the door is correct. The board
Yeah.
changed it over the
Within
weekend.
48 hours.
It was posted at 4 p.m. on
Over the
Sunday.
weekend.
Yep.
Okay, good, thank you. I'm doing fine. Oh, only a minute and 40 now. If you get rid of Casey over there and I need a car detail, where am I going to come get it? If nobody's here, am I going to have to drive to some office someplace? or-
Yeah, that's how it used to be. That was that way for years.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right or wrong. I mean, that's.
Yeah. It's their management office. It's behind, directly behind Olive Garden.
Not her best side right
Yeah,
now.
the attorney, there's been a lot of noise made about hiring the same attorney that you had for, wherever it is, for condos. and there's scuttlebutt running around, that you ask him about who owns the mailboxes, and he said basically all the houses, if we wanted to place our mailbox, that's on him, and him. But the condos, LLCA will be happy to pay for those. And if he's representing the condos and he's made a decision like that in favor of the condos, isn't there a little bit of, there's an odor about it? I'm not saying it's illegal. And I'm 15 minutes early.
I think we should probably,
We are still in the process of trying to understand all the legal jargon involved in the mailboxes. The two definitions basically were differences were a cluster mailbox versus a single resident parcel mailbox. We're not 100 million% sure on the whole thing yet. We're still investigating. So if that was brought out to everybody, I apologize because it really wasn't up yet for public knowledge. So,
I mentioned it during the Beverly Hills meeting last night. I mean, there.
well, it's not even finalized. So
it's kind of gray because
Michael gave an opinion.
Yeah.
And I argued with him back and forth.
we're trying to get more detail before we do anything.
Because our documents don't differentiate between cluster and...
Yeah, the homeowners are typically, we don't know the answer.
we don't know. So we're not, and that wasn't anything that should have been brought up yet.
You own them.
Right, so we're still trying to investigate that, what's best. So.
You own it.
Mr. Busa, you're up.
I made a record request last time. I want to thank you very much for your help. I made it to the board. One of the reasons, and I know I sent it very formal to the board, you have to understand that when the board doesn't hold monthly meetings, communication is key in any community. And one of the things that gets people very frustrated out there is sometimes the lack of communication, what looks like the lack of transparency, and the ability to get involved. But one of the things that's come up in our Santa Barbara meetings, which I'm president of the Santa Barbara Association, as a member representative to that, I promised them that I would, on a monthly basis, at least get that information. I'll be reviewing that information, and I'll be distributing that information to our owners. It's something that I think a board would want to do if you're holding meetings, if you're reporting on the financials. In the event that you're not holding meetings, I'll still be asking for the financials. I will still be reviewing the financials, I will watch them, and I will also be distributing them to the homeowners as they've been requested to do so. I have a question regarding that. I want to thank Ellen, by the way, because Andy did offer, the requirement is that I have the right, we as homeowners have the right to inspect the documents, okay? They are being held out in Naples, which is a little inconvenient. My first question is there any chance that the record will be at the Fort Myers office at some time in the future, where it's a little bit more accessible for inspection?
Naples is kind of central, and maybe at some point if the Fort Myers office grows, they might explore that opportunity, but Naples is kind of like the corporate office because we have 4 offices, so that way it's closer to where our customers
So
are.
my next question is, and again, after you had offered for me to come down there, I did contact Ellen, the treasurer, and asked her if she'd be courteous enough to send me a digital copy, which she did. And I'd ask that you consider that each time as more of a convenience. Now, look, after all, I know nobody wants to make it inconvenient for us to see the financials. There should be nothing to worry about. Okay, so just to let you know, because if those emails come, there'll be just a notification. I'll be looking for them. What time during the month is best to make that?
Usually by the 20th we get them. That's when, they have them to the board by the 20th. So anytime around the 20th you should have
On or
them.
before the 20th.
On or before the 20th, so.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thanks. That's it.
There's horses around out there right now.
Is there? They got the best security here, all of us. Let's go.
No, seriously.
All right, we'll take one more question and then we'll.